I'm sorry for this inconvenience. There's been a channel that was created for the AMA with some weird locking system. So sorry about this. We are going to give it a few minutes, and FC admin is going to post this on the announcement channel so that everybody who's not here already can join. So FC admin, please proceed to that, and we'll just give it a couple of minutes before we get started. Thanks everybody for your patience. All right, so music is over. I know you guys were enjoying it. So we're gonna get started. Again, apologies for the issues that we had with the connection, but we're all here now. So very excited to kick off this AMA. So let me set up some rules and do a bit of introduction. So we're gonna go on for about 45 minutes, like last time. We're going to give about a third of the, two-thirds of the time to answering all those questions that have been posted by users and voted up. Then we're going to go into live questions as well. We are going to follow votes, essentially. So I'm going to go by questions according to the number of upvotes that we had. We're going to cover the big majority of them, so I'm confident you will have the answers to pretty much everything that you need. We're going to go into live questions as well, and FC admin will be facilitating this. When I answer a specific question, FC admin will type replying to this, so you can follow the question in the AMA, questions channel. This way, I don't have to read through the whole question, which may take a while. I'm reading volume is fine, so that's perfect. FC admin is on mute. Yes, that's fine. You're just going to be listening to me for now. So let's go. Let me start with a bit of an intro. And the first one is I'm sorry that this took so long. It's not been intentional, let's say. We did an AMA for Club World Cup where we provided visibility on a lot of things, Club World Cup. We said that after that we would do something around World Cup 26, but the reality is the whole FIFA organization was very much rallying on making the most out of the Club World Cup and making sure that the tournament was as best as it could be. So for that reason, we've not been able to do that before. We've been working on getting the answers to a lot of your questions. What we're going to get today is the best available knowledge that we have. I'm confident that you will be happy with us providing the firm answer to a lot of questions. There are a few that are still, let's say not 100% confirmed, but I will caveat when something is not 100% confirmed so that you're aware. We will aim at doing either an official communication or another AMA 2 weeks before we open the conversion window. because we don't want to leave any loose hands by the time you start the conversion window. So you have time to make arrangement and change things with a couple of weeks of advance before the conversion window starts. By that time, you're going to have definitive answers to all the different points. Then I just want to start by addressing a point which was around what are RTBs and what is the allocation of RTBs. I just want to guarantee RTBs are based on an inventory and an allocation that we're getting from the FIFA ticketing team. This allocation is set aside for you guys, for FIFA Collect fans, and it's untouched until the conversion window happens. So all your tickets have been set aside. These tickets are for you, and nobody else is going to touch them. It is true that at some point, some of us may have communicated that the conversion would happen prior to other conversion windows. That is not the case. It was not our intention to, to say something that wouldn't be correct, but that was the best understanding back then. But to be frank, we haven't been communicating this kind of early conversion in the past few weeks and months. So, and nevertheless, it should not make a huge difference because your allocation is set aside. So I'm seeing that people are complaining that they may not hear the music, and they only hear the music. So people are giving some troubleshooting guidance. Thanks for that. Thanks for the help. I'll let you, guide other users on being able to listen in. Thank you for that. All right. Let's go. Let's start with the questions. So to start with the questions, FC admin, I would start with question number 1. I'm just going to read this one so we know which one we're starting with. So with our RTBs, are we still exempt from dynamic pricing? As we once were told that we would be, since technically speaking, we pay dynamic pricing with the RTB cost. So as stated in the past, RTBs allow conversion and redemption of a ticket within a specific conversion window. This window is going to be in the month of November. And the pricing of the tickets will be provided by FIFA ticketing in line with the ones that were offered during the Visa pre-sale draw. The price may not match the one that has been leaked by the first users that could buy during the Visa pre-sale draw. And the reason is that FIFA ticketing is applying variable pricing. So what we may see in the pricing that we offer is that this price may increase or decrease as well for certain tickets during the different phases of the draw. And by draw, I mean the Visa pre-sale draw. I don't mean the draw and, let's say the team draw. So the last available price will be applied to us according to our conversion date. Conversion date is meant to happen in November. We don't have the exact date for November. We would assume it's going to be approximately 1 month from now. So like beginning to mid-November. I'm going to give a bit of an overview, before I get into answering other questions on how this conversion window is going to work, because I think this is a lot of, let's say, foundational questions that are going to ground us on a common ground before we answer all the different questions. So conversion window will take place in November 2025. US fans will be able to convert your RTBs into what we call a digital collectible ticket. Okay, so these are not final tickets. These are digital collectible tickets. So that means that your RTB will be transformed into a digital, once you redeem, of course, will be transformed into a digital collectible ticket. What this is an NFT with the specifications of the match, the category, the date, and the match that you're getting. This digital collectible ticket should be, this is not 100% confirmed. So back to the points, this will be confirmed in the next few days, but should be tradable on the FIFA Collect marketplace. So what that means is, just like you're trading RTBs, you'll be able to trade your actual digital ticket. So after you've paid for the conversion of that RTB into the digital ticket. There will be a fee, of course, for the secondary marketplace transactions. This fee may be higher versus the 5% that is applied today. This will be confirmed as well. If it is higher, it will be reasonable. So I know some of you complained on a double 15% that was applied by ticketing. trust us that we're working on making this as reasonable as it can, if we move forward with this. Big watch out, there may be, and there will most likely be, restrictions for Mexican residents. This is not because of our decision, but it's because of the Consumer Protection Agency in Mexico, for which we may have to limit the prices at which Mexican residents are able to resell these tickets, most likely matching the value that they paid for that. Tickets will be issued in a singular unit. So if you have a right to buy for 2 tickets, you're going to convert that into a ticket for a singular unit. So, if you have a group face RTB for 2 tickets, you're going to get 2 singular tickets. This will drive simplification and will enable you to sell or buy an individual ticket, assuming that the tradability is confirmed, to help you with attendance, and if you just want to add one or remove one or whatever it is. In May/June, we will confirm the exact date. Holders of the digital collectible tickets will be able to convert them into actual tickets, and these will be issued on the FIFA tournament app. Okay, so just like for Club World Cup, you're going to have a FIFA tournament app. It may actually be even the same, or it may be a different one. And so in May/June, we're going to start a conversion process, which will be an improved version of Club World Cup. So we have heard loud and clear a lot of the feedback. Club World Cup was a bit of a testing ground for us to understand how to make it work. So we're already starting to talk to ticketing about how to improve that process. And so when we go through that process, you're going to be getting, let's call it QR code tickets. They're going to be pushed into your ticketing app. This may be a few days before the start of the tournament. We're going to be confirming exact dates as we get closer to the date. But that will really depend on ticketing. So that will depend on the ticketing rules that are given to us. These tickets will be holdable and transferable in compliance with FIFA ticketing rules. So you may have seen the rules that have been published with respect to number of tickets by household per match and overall amount of tickets. You will need to comply with those rules. And those tickets will be transferable. So you'll be able to transfer them to people. Transferable does not mean tradable. Okay, so these tickets will not be tradable on the FIFA ticketing marketplace. They will most likely, before conversion into QR code tickets, be tradable on the FIFA Collect marketplace, and that's something that we're going to look into confirming. In terms of categories, we're going to have both Cat 1 and Cat 2 available. Excuse me. And in limited cases, we're also going to have Cat 3. This depends very much on the stadium configuration and on the allocation received. When you convert, you're going to be able to see stadium by stadium what it looks like and what each category corresponds to. For full transparency, the distribution across categories is 70% into category 1, 28% into category 2, and 2% into category 3. At this stage, we do not have category 4 available. Pricing of tickets will be provided by FIFA ticketing in line with the ones offered during the Visa presale draw. That's something that I mentioned before. And the payment options that you will have will be credit card and USDC. We may add additional payment options down the line, but for now, you can rely on credit card and USDC being there, and there may be more. The conversion process will have different phases. So fans will be able to pick their preferred category, potentially ahead of others. So we're going to follow phases in the following way. There's going to be phase 0, which is, getting ready for everything. And this will be in sync with phase 1. So when we kick things off, all RTBs will be made untradeable. Notice will be given 2 weeks ahead of this. So you're going to have time to, finish trading them, let's say, over the course of 2 weeks before the conversion process starts. Phase 1 will have a duration of 48 hours. So Black VIP card holders will have an exclusive access to this phase. During 48 hours, holders of this card will be able to convert their RTB into their category of preference ahead of others. It will be then phase 2, that is going to be 48 hours again. In this phase, holders of any badge of completion, except for club drops, or top 30 general leaderboard, let's say top rankers, will have exclusive access to this phase to be able to convert your RTBs into your digital collectible tickets of your category of choice. Following this, we're going to have phase 3, which will have a duration of 14 days, where all the other collectors will be able to convert their RTBs. In order to be able to convert, you will be required to burn the RTB. We are building a very, hopefully, intuitive process where the burning is easy. It's not a multi-step where you need to go burn and then do something else, but it's something that you'll be able to do within the conversion space, let's say. If you burn them before, you will still be eligible, so don't worry about that. We'll be scanning or burn RTBs, and that will trigger the eligibility for conversion. Once the conversion process is over, RTBs will no longer be convertible into tickets. They will no longer be tradable, and therefore will hold little value. Of course, there is a collectible side elements and burn points associated with it, but they will not hold rights into converting them into tickets. So this is a bit of an overview of the whole process. We're going to post this on the website either today or latest tomorrow. So everything that is being communicated today will be posted in a very clear written format, and you'll be able to find it there. This is a big overview. Now I'm going to continue with the questions. They will double click on a few of these aspects, but I think with this we're kind of grounded on the overall process, which will help answering a few of the other questions. So when will the redemption window happen? All right, so it's November, exact time window to be confirmed in the coming weeks, and will be clearly communicated in advance. So we're committing on officially notifying 2 weeks before the conversion window starts to allow you to do any arrangements with RTBs, trading, or whatever that is. What are the prices of tickets? So pricing of tickets will be provided by FIFA ticketing in line with the ones offered during the Visa presale draw, like I explained. Some people spoke about dynamic pricing. We will not be subject to dynamic pricing to the extent that the prices that we offer during the conversion window will not change. So if you convert on the first day of conversion window or on the last day of conversion window, the prices will be the same. But the prices that we offer may change versus the ones that you may have seen on the first day of the Visa presale or not. Okay, so that really depends, and that is something that is entirely in the hands of FIFA ticketing to confirm. Moving then to question number 4, will all categories of tickets be available, and what is the percentage? So I provided percentage, so Cat 1 70%, Cat 2 28%, and Cat 3 2%. There are some stadiums where we may only have Cat 1 or Cat 2, and some stadiums where we may only have Cat 3. Again, this is very much dependent on the allocation that we got and on the stadium configurations. I know that some people were frustrated with the allocation of tickets that were done at Club World Cup with respect to the category. We have passed the feedback to FIFA ticketing. They heard us loud and clear. So we're hoping that for World Cup, when Category 1 is stated, Category 1 tickets will be delivered that do feel like Category 1 tickets, because in some cases in Club World Cup, some people complained that they did not feel like Category 1 tickets despite being officially classified as Category 1. Moving then to question number 5, how many RTBs are you planning to release towards the World Cup? Do you have a known limit, final date release, or anything like that? So official answer to this is we're working with FIFA ticketing on locking plans for the coming month. There may be plans or may not be plans, but for the time being, what we can say is that we have used the very, very big majority of our allocation, and we are about to enter the conversion window for RTBs issued from that allocation. So there may be further issuance of RTBs following November. And if that is the case, a new conversion window will be created specifically for those newly issued RTBs and clearly communicated and clearly flagged so that there will not be any confusion around that. Question number 6, why do we need to do an AMA to get answers to questions? I think that's very fair. The reason is that a lot of questions have been piling up. So we worked on solving a lot of these questions and kind of unknown things at the same time. This has been a collective teamwork with the ticketing team. So we wanted to make sure to do an AMA so we could tackle all these questions, but also offer the opportunity of asking live questions. Nevertheless, like I said at the beginning, all the information will be posted on the website by tomorrow. So people will be able to find a written record of it. And if we do more RTBs or even on the existing RTBs, we're planning on having a link to these questions attached to that RTB NFT so that, if there is any question, people will be able to get them. Will tickets be transferable? All right. So let's go back to the basics. So RTBs will be converted into a digital collectible ticket. This ticket should be 100% confirmed, should be tradable, not transferable, but tradable. Tradable in the FIFA Collect markets. What that means is you get a ticket version of your B that you may sell to somebody else or you give a price, restrictions to land Mexican residents. We're finalizing the detailed checks to be able to confirm this. Now, when it comes to transferability, that will happen in June. So when the holder of the digital ticket will have the actual QR code ticket, that's when the holder will be able to transfer it. So, if you want to send it to your brother, you'll be able to just put an email address. I believe the person will need to have a FIFA ID, and you'll be able to transfer the ticket to that person. Transferability opens up the doors to a lot of other options as well. So I'm not going to comment on those options. I can just say that just do things in compliance with the rules and everything will be fine. Moving then to question number 8. Will tickets be sellable on the forthcoming FIFA resale platform? The short answer is no. Our tickets will not be resellable on the FIFA resale platform, but our tickets will most likely be resellable on the FIFA Collect marketplace. The argument for locking this transactionability, if that's a word, on the FIFA Collect marketplace is precisely the fact that these cannot be sold on the FIFA resale platform. So we are really working hard to make sure that we can confirm that soon. Will there be multiple redemption windows? So answering question number 9. So current RTB holders are able to convert their RTB during the November pre-team draw window. If there is a further issuance of RTBs following November, then in that case, there will be a new conversion window. And it will be created specifically for those new RTBs and communicated. But as of now, your RTBs, and it will stay like that, by the way, it's not just as of now. So your RTBs are eligible for the first and most important conversion window, which is happening in a month from now. Will there be a limit? So answering question number, wait, I got lost. Number 10. Will there be a limit to the number of tickets held per user per match per tournament? So as far as FIFA Collect is concerned, there is no limit for digital ticket collectibles. So you can hold as many as you want, you can trade as many as you want. Nevertheless, users will need to comply with FIFA ticketing guidelines when it comes to the conversion of these tickets into actual tickets. So say that you hold 100 digital collectible tickets. When you do that conversion, you will need to make sure that you don't send more than 40 to the same email address or even to the same household. I don't want to speak about the FIFA rules for holding of tickets. Those will be, I have a link, so we will publish that when we publish the text, and you can check. So we just need to make sure that you comply with those. It will only happen in May or June, though. So that's until then, you can hold as many as you want. What payment methods will be used for buying tickets? As mentioned, credit card and USDC is confirmed, and if we add something else, we'll let you know in due time. Question number 12, will different RTBs have the chance to be seated together? If we're bringing minors, children to the game, are we going to be able to get the best possible effort to be seated together? Absolutely, yes. So this is something that we will improve versus Club World Cup. We heard your frustration on some of those things not being able to be accommodated, despite us doing our best. It's not just about us, but it's about us transforming your digital collectible ticket into the actual QR code ticket. So we're working with the FIFA ticketing starting today, or starting actually a month ago, on understanding how we can improve the process. So we may actually start gathering seating preferences even before that conversion window, so that we can start accommodating those if possible. So we'll be in touch, but this is something that's very clear. We understand that what makes the experience special is being able to share it with somebody, special, member year one or whatever it is. So we'll be doing our best to make this a reality as much as we can. Question number 13, will RTBs continue to be offered after the first redemption window? I think we have answered this question already. Question number 14, will we be buying those tickets directly from FIFA? And therefore FIFA will do the ticket seat assignment, or will we be having our ticket assigned by FC Modex through ticket allocation FC Modex received from FIFA? So I believe I answered this question, but let me repeat. So you're going to buy through FIFA Collect. This will enable you to get hold of the digital collectible ticket, and that will potentially, hopefully, enable you to have something which is tradable in the FIFA Collect marketplace. When it comes to seating arrangements, that will be through the May-June conversion process, where FIFA Collect personnel will transfer your information to FIFA ticketing, matching your preferences and requirements to the allocation which is offered by FIFA ticketing. As said, we want to improve what has been done before, so that's something that we're actively working on right now. So we are confident that we're going to be able to offer a better experience versus Club World Cup. 15, question 15, will the number of claimed and available ticket from each category be visible on the RTB conversion page? Yes. So category availability will be visible, and you will be able to pick the category that suits you best based on availability. If you hold the group phase if you hold the group phase RTB for 2 tickets, both tickets will need to be within the same category. So, say that you have M15 for 2 tickets, you cannot have one ticket category 1 and one ticket category 2. Both of them will need to be in the same category. On the other hand, if you hold multiple RTBs for the same game, then you can change the category at an RTB level. So say that you have, again, M15, you have 2 RTBs, both of them for 2 tickets. For the first one, you can choose category 1, so you're going to have 2 tickets at category 1. And then for the second one, you can choose category 2, so you can have 2 tickets at category 2. Question number 16. Now that we know that there is a limit of 4 tickets per household per match, if I have 5 RTBs for 5 tickets for the same match, do I have to sell the extra RTBs, or will I be allowed to assign the ticket to another person during the conversion process? I believe this question has been answered. So yes, you will be allowed to assign this to somebody else during the conversion process. Question number 17, will all matches be offered for redemption at the same time? Yes, all matches will be offered at the same time. Question 18, will processes for RTB redeem be the same user for a game be able to be seated together? Don't fully understand how the question is written, but yes, we're going to work on seating people next to each other according to preference when the conversion of the digital collectible ticket is done into a QR code ticket at the end of May, beginning of June. If I participate in the lottery and receive 40 ticket max, does this restrict my ability to redeem my RTB into tickets? No, it does not. It does not restrict you. It will restrict you perhaps when the conversion comes between digital collectible tickets and the actual ticket in May, June. But until May, June, this is not something that should be concerning for you. Question number 20. Is there any information about whether attendees will have the option to receive physical tickets by mail? So we don't have details on this, but we passed on the feedback to ticketing. They're working on it. What they explained to us is that if you have an issue with your ticket not working properly, they may be able to print something, but I don't think it's going to be anything beautiful and collectible. So the question behind this is about collectability. We don't have the answer, but we passed it on to ticketing, and as soon as we have the answer, we are going to get back to you. When will you stop issuing new RTBs? So I think we've kind of answered this, but it will really depend if we get more allocation. For the time being, we have nearly exhausted all the RTBs that we had. What city for the FIFA Collect House? If it's not confirmed yet, please confirm when it will be confirmed. So most likely, I would say 95%, the city will be New York City. And FIFA Collect House will sit most likely within the FIFA house that will be done in New York City. As soon as we have more information, we will confirm that. I unfortunately do not have a date yet by when we can confirm that, but you have our commitment on trying to do that as soon as we can. It doesn't fully just depend on us because it depends also on the FIFA event marketing team coordinating FIFA house, but that will be definitely something that we look into. Will priority be given based on status? So badges, VIP cards, collections. So yeah, we have provided the details before. So first 48 hours, black VIP card holders. 48 hours again, it's holders of any badge of completion except for clubs badge of completion plus top 30 leaderboard. And then phase 3, which is going to be 2 weeks, that's for everybody else. How many days, weeks prior to the World Cup starting we can expect the ticket to receive? It will be uneasy to make all travel arrangements without the actual ticket. So, well, here I don't have a date, unfortunately. FIFA ticketing has not been able to provide us with a detailed date on when this should be happening. We've been told it will be May, June, and it will be prior to the tournament. But when by having the digital collectible ticket, you are certain that you're going to get a ticket. So I would be confident in making any travel arrangement on that basis, and that will happen as of conversion window of November. Right to buy 2 tickets for 3 matches for the FIFA World Cup 2026. Is there enough allocation for Mexico, or will it be a first come first serve basis? We're going to keep the word of what we said, despite the difficulties that this triggers in allocation. So we're going to be accommodating preferences of people, regardless of first come first serve. So if you would like a specific country, you're going to be able to pick that country, and we will work our way with ticketing to make sure that we get the equivalent tickets for that. So we're going to convert these prior to the November conversion window. There's going to be a process by which you're going to be asked to burn, express your preference in terms of teams, and then you're going to receive the equivalent RTBs for that. More details are going to come. We're going to be communicating directly with people that are holders of this. When will RTF be converted? RTF being right to final. It will be converted close to the actual game once finalists are known. Of course, we cannot do right to final until we know who's playing the final. This will go through an express process allowing a fast conversion in ticket issuance, but RTB will remain tradable during the tournament. So if the odds of your team actually playing will be higher, there will be a higher chance that your RTF will convert into a ticket and you may trade for a higher value. Right. So with this, I am stopping after 27 questions and about half an hour. So I hope you feel that your questions were answered. I'm going to move now into live questions. And for that, I'm going to go into RTB World Cup AMA questions. So I got a lot of notifications to this. I see a lot of stuff pinned. So FC admin, I don't know if you want to help me and pin things that we should be answering. Otherwise, I'm just going to scroll and go quickly. Let me start scrolling, and if you feel like something is not working, I'll be looking out for a message on this. So I have a follow the team for group stage. Can I still buy other group games? I am not sure what this question means. Like I said, follow the team for group stage will be convertible into your team of preference. If you want to buy other stuff on top of it, feel free to do so. Why did you continue to sell M4 RTBs after you had these answers from FIFA, but held back the answers and after the Visa pre-sale showed that the RTBs were needed? Cat 1 and Cat 2 tickets aren't selling at current prices. So I don't have official information about Cat 1 and Cat 2 selling or not selling at current prices. What I can tell you, like has been mentioned, is that FIFA will be applying variable pricing. So if certain games are not effectively selling at the prices they're offering, it may be that in the moment the conversion happens, we will have a lower price versus the one they had. There's been a huge effort from the ticketing team on trying to get those pricing rights. If you feel those pricings are not right, or maybe just the community or the public doesn't feel that is the case, I'm sure they will take the necessary measures in order to address that. How is this remotely fair with respect to pricing? Again, pricing is set by FIFA ticketing. We are trying to do what is in the best interest of people. So, the official prices, I mean, for the first time, prices were put out with a Visa pre-sale draw. Ticketing will offer prices that are in line with that. And we may potentially also get an advantage. Like I said, in the case of M4, if some of these prices were too high, those may be adjusted. 3 RTB matches, supply guaranteed for Mexico. Yes, so that has been addressed. When will Club World Cup RTBs be issued? I don't know if that's a real question, but World Cup RTBs will be issued the moment that for the Club World Cup there will be more demand than supply. I think that is the real kind of underlying requirement for RGBs to make sense. Why do we get no Cat 3 or Cat 4 when we already paid 150,000 premium per ticket? We are unfortunately just handling the allocations that we've been provided by FIFA. Cat 4, as far as I understand, is really, really a fraction of all the tickets. Cat 3, you do have a point. These are the allocations that we got with a split that I mentioned. We are going to voice, if this is something that the community backs up, let's say, and there is an interest for more Category 3, where we can voice that to ticketing, hoping that we can get more Cat 3. Okay. I think I've answered all those questions. Let me go now to the new ones that were being posted as I was speaking. Why do we get punished for holding RTBs to pay the full Visa pre-sale price? I think that's I would not call that a punishment. I mean, there's people that are trading Visa pre-sale slots for thousands. So the prices that are offered there are normally the best they can be found, and there is secondary that is going for way more than that. So I would see that more as a privilege than a punishment, and that's my humble opinion. But hopefully you can rally behind that. Do we pay in full for the ticket during conversion window in November? Yes, you'll be required to pay in full for the ticket or tickets. Will credit cards used to make purchases for tickets need to be crypto friendly, like once used on secondary marketplace? We can use any credit card to buy new packs, but some banks restrict it for secondary crypto purchases. If they are crypto friendly, will pricing be available beforehand so we can transfer appropriate USDC into wallets ahead of time for purchase? We have a payment provider for credit cards that is used on primary, and we're going to be using the same for ticket conversion. So my best assumption is that we can process transactions with any credit card, and they don't need to be crypto friendly like on the secondary market. We're going to take this as a follow-up with the tech team just to make sure that is not the case. Could that be the case, we'll get back and we'll make arrangement for that. But I'm 99% confident that will not be the case. So you mentioned that the prices that will apply to us will be the ones from FIFA ticketing in November. M1 Cat 1 started at 1,825 and is now at 2,415. Could this be even way worse by November? This is already ridiculous. I am unfortunately not able to comment on the actual price they were going to be able to offer. What FIFA ticketing has told us is that they will be in line with a Visa presale. Trust us, we're really trying to do the best interest of the community by having the best prices that we can. I'm hoping that in the case of M1, if the price is going up, we can maintain the price that was offered at the beginning. Nevertheless, there is ups and downs in this, because if you consider that M4 pricing was too high, if we manage to maintain M1, then we will maintain M4 as well. So either we go for the full prices that were offered at the very beginning, or we'll go for the updated version, depending on what FIFA ticketing is deciding. But we're not going to be able to have the lowest prices for some and then get a lower price for others, if you understand what I mean. So FIFA says you have to follow the team. You can't buy other group games outside to follow the team. Okay. Oh, I understand now. Well, like I said, FIFA Collect digital collectible tickets will be exempt for restrictions until the conversion takes place. The conversion will take place later on. When that conversion is taking place, then you will need to comply. So I'll let you interpret this in the best way possible. What about disabled tickets? That is a very good question. I do not have the answer. I know that on the stadium maps, we have different categories with flags on which section, which category is for disabled people. To the team that is listening from FIFA Collect side, together with seating arrangements, we will need to have some preference or some requirement around disabled people when the conversion process happens in May, June. So please let's build that in. That's very fair. Thank you for asking the questions. Platinum membership will not be able to redeem early, unfortunately. What restrictions are going to be applied to Mexican residents? So what we've heard from ticketing is that there is a lot of consumer protection taking place in Mexico. We're going to come with official rules when we have them, but as far as I understand, there is limitations to tradability, secondary market tradability of certain assets, and on profits that can be derived from this. Therefore, there may be restrictions around the price that Mexican residents are able to sell their digital collectible ticket on the secondary marketplace within FIFA Collect. Would we be able to officially confirm the tradability is allowed there? The question on Club World Cup is about those tickets that came with a World Cup RTB. Oh, I understand. When will we get our RTBs? Okay, so we will need to convert those, or maybe not. We'll need to check with the tech team whether we need to go through a conversion or we can keep them as a bundle. And you can just convert those that are bundled with old Club World Cup tickets and will be valid just like if they were standalone. So also note here for the team on the line, we need to understand whether these need to be converted into another RTB or they can stay as such. But don't worry, I mean, those will be convertible just like the other ones. In summary, in November, we'll be able to change the RTB for digital tickets tradable in FIFA Collect, which will become real tickets in May, June 26. Two RTBs, they will sit together. The 1x ones are not guaranteed. That is not necessarily correct. Like I said, when you convert your RTBs into digital tickets, those digital tickets will be issued on a single unit. You're not going to get two together. It's going to be single. So when the person that is holding these individual digital collectible tickets goes through the conversion process in May, June, that person will need to express seating preferences. Automatically, when somebody is holding and is converting with the same email multiple tickets for the same match, we will address that as a seating preference and we will look into sitting those people together. Mexican fans have paid some of the highest prices for RTBs. Could you negotiate with FIFA ticketing to ensure we receive the best possible pricing? If M1 goes up, we will end up paying M1 ticket above 5K. Okay, that is noted. Heard you loud and clear. Just to confirm, our pricing will be determined after public sale in November. So we're paying the highest for the popular game. That is not necessarily the case. We may be able to maintain the same price that was offered to the first lot of Visa pre-sale draw. So we were told by FIFA ticketing that we will have a pricing that is in line with Visa pre-sale draw. If that means that it's going to be the first or the last, I do not know. Honestly, we will fight to have your best, what actually delivers best on your interest. So if we consider that the prices that we had at the beginning are the best that we can get, we will fight to have those. If we see that the ones that we get at the end are better, then we will fight to have those. If you own multiple individual RTBs, they can be sat together. I've answered that question already. Thank you for doing a full follow-up on this to provide the information in advance. You're welcome. So there's more questions in Spanish on pricing for Mexicans. I understand this can be confusing. We'll be posting something that is as official as possible as soon as we kind of get it signed off by FIFA ticketing. We appreciate you disappointing this has been to us, the pricing in the categories. Are you ignoring the fact that we already paid the variable pricing premium with the purchase of the RTB? Look, RTBs is something that speak for what it is, which is a right to buy a ticket. We are doing this conversion window that guarantees your right to buy a ticket. We are looking into offering the best available price that was offered for the people that had the best lot in the Visa pre-sale draw. So I understand that you feel that you paid variable pricing. It's not variable pricing. That was your way of securing a slot to be able to buy that ticket. What you're going to pay in that initial phase is most likely a fraction of what those tickets will be going out on the secondary later on, but that's the best that I can say at this stage. Will users who purchase the black card during the first phase be eligible to convert in this window, or is it limited only to those who already hold the card at the start of the phase? That is a good question that I do not have the answer to at this stage. We probably will have a kind of cutoff when the conversion phase is starting. We're going to look at whoever holds a black card, and those people will be given access. So tradability during those 48 hours would not apply. Also to avoid speculations for holders of the card. So we will confirm that answer, but most likely is what I just said now. There's a YouTube video posted by FIFA Collect that says RTB allow for maximum clarity in the ticket buying process. Do you believe that to be true? I am not certain about what you're referring to with allow for maximum clarity in the ticket buying process. I'm going to look into this video and try to come back to you. In Mexico, those dynamic prices are forbidden. How you will set prices for Mexico? You're applying those other rules for resale, but why not dynamic pricing? Like I mentioned, we're not going to be applying dynamic pricing. The price that you're going to have at the beginning of the conversion phase will stay the same. So that means that dynamic pricing is not being applied. There's just an official pricing that will be applied, and is the variable pricing from FIFA. I'm going to answer just the last question. So FIFA Collect does not have control over the pricing. FIFA Ticketing is. You have to look at this as a secondary entity which is interacting with FIFA. You're free to make your considerations in the best way possible. I can tell you that we spend countless amount of hours with ticketing just to try to make things right and try to accommodate as much as we can the interest of everybody. So with this, I will close. I am going to look into answering all the other questions. Like I said, we're going to publish an official document. If we feel that some of the other questions that have been asked are not answered, we'll look into addressing those into that document. Hopefully, this is a good first start and a step in a good direction with providing transparency around RTBs and RTB conversion process. More to come. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for your support. Have a great day. Bye-bye.